Your Humanities Half-hour is brought to you by the Northern Marianas Humanities Council.
Welcome to your Humanities Half-hour. I'm Catherine Perry. Today we're talking storytelling, and joining us are Gwen Hinton, a national trainer and literary specialist with Motheread Fatheread, and Evelyn Machtinger, also of Motheread Fatheread. Ladies, welcome to the Marianas and welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So great to be here.
Motheread, Fatheread, it's kind of a familiar term, I think, to a lot of our listeners. They do a lot of publicity here. Mm-hmm. But for those that aren't familiar with it, what is this program?
Okay, it's a national literacy program that started in North Carolina in 1987. So we're in our
33rd year almost.
Yeah, almost. That's right. We started at a women's correctional facility, a maximum security prison, and it was started initially as a one-year experimental program. And here we are going over 30 years. We're still at that prison site. And then over time, we just spread into different states and different communities. It's not solely a prison-driven. Mm-hmm. In fact, most of the programming nationally takes place in libraries, in community parenting programs at public schools, elementary schools, daycare centers, and there's many components to it, but the original program was to work with parents and have them experience the power of oral storytelling and the power of story.
That's right. That's right. So out of our office, of course, we train and we teach classes, not only in the prison, but also in the community. And we have, Ev and I have done consultation work inside child care centers with teachers, trying to make their classrooms more literacy-based. We've trained them. I think one of our biggest joys is traveling and always coming to the island and feeling very welcome. So
this program has been in the Northern Mariana Island for over 20 years, and we also have a very active program in Guam and in Hawaii, Colorado, North Carolina, of course. And we've trained people in over 20 different states to do Motheread Fatheread programs. Right. So
Ev has been fortunate to have been with Motheread for 28 years, so a lot of knowledge there. And I came aboard almost 20 years ago. So we just don't leave. We stay.
Well, I think anybody who's been to any of the training would probably get a feeling why, because it's really a lot of fun and such a great opportunity for parents and their children to bond. What drew you personally to this kind of work?
Well, to make a long story short, it was actually my husband. The kids were bringing home flyers from their school, and they were advertising Motheread Fatheread in our community. And pretty much he started going, and he was like, you know what, you need to go to this program, you should come. Anyway, I eventually did and fell in love with it and wanted to be a part of it. And here I am. I was blessed and fortunate enough to be a part of this wonderful organization and to meet the best people. So,
and for me, I think both my parents were immigrants. They had come from Poland to New York City. And I experienced my father's own struggle with English and his literacy development over time. And I had also worked for a prison community-based program in Massachusetts, helping mothers in prison stay connected to their children. So between the literacy and social work, it just was a wonderful connecting place for me to spend the next 28 years.
Right. It's interesting because, as you can see, that the influences for us were males, and so sometimes people think that Motheread Fatheread is strictly for the mother or the female caregiver, but it's so much more than that. And it says a lot when men are in a Fatheread program. You just see the strength of the community come together, I think. So.
And we've been so lucky to be here. We did 2 different trainings, Story Exploring. We had 18 participants working in libraries, Head Start, elementary school teachers who are now going to they have access to 144 multicultural children's books and comprehensive plans to make stories come alive with children. But the other training was our Motheread Fatheread Institute, now working with adults who want to work with parents and other caregivers on the island and helping them become the power of their own story and value that they have stories to share with their children. And sometimes our own stories are more important than the stories we find in books.
And I also think that the strength of this community is that you had participants who were part of the Motheread classes. Those participants are now trained facilitators, and their stories and their experience will do this island so much good. So, yeah.
Well, I understand that you are interested in sharing a story with us this morning, which I am very excited about because I love to tell stories and I love to listen to stories. And so give us a taste of what a family might experience, a parent might experience with their children.
Okay, so should we start? All righty. So this story is Tell Me a Story, Mama. It's a wonderful story about a little girl who loves hearing stories about her mom's childhood. Well, the most interesting thing about this story is that we're going to tell it so you figure it out. Okay. So Tell Me a Story, Mama by Angela Johnson. Pictures by David Soman.
Tell me a story, Mama, about when you were little.
What kind of story, baby?
Just any old story. How about the time you lived in that little white house across the field from that mean old woman?
Meanest woman I've ever known, too, baby.
She was so mean that she used to holler out her window at you and Aunt Jessie when you passed her house every morning. You weren't afraid of her.
No, sir, I was not.
One day she scared Aunt Jessie so bad by letting her old bulldog out to bark at you all that Aunt Jessie cried all the way home. You went back and threw mud on her white picket fence.
I sure had a temper.
Grandma made you apologize, but she kissed you hard on the head and gave you an extra sweet roll after dinner that night.
Your grandmama makes the best sweet rolls ever.
Is Grandmama gonna stay here forever, Mama? To stay here and be my grandmama forever to me?
Well, she won't be here forever, baby, but long enough for you to never forget how much she loves you.
Did Grandmama squeeze you tight when you were her little girl, like she does me? You were lucky too, Mama.
Yes, I was.
Remember the time when you were little and you found that puppy with no tail by the side of the road?
Poor little thing.
You kept it hidden in your sweater, huh, Mama?
Yeah, we had 3 dogs already.
You kept it hidden until it got hungry and started to cry. Grandmama didn't say anything. She took that little puppy from you and wrapped it up in her apron. She gave him milk and let him live in that milk crate with your old baby blanket.
From one baby to another, she said.
Do all animals have babies, Mama?
Yes, they do. The female, at least.
Puppies, huh?
No, sir.
Aunt Jessie is the baby in your family.
Yeah, she is.
Why did Grandmama and Granddaddy send you and Aunt Jessie off to St. Louis when you were both younger than me? Alone, on a train?
Well, they had to work, and your great Aunt Rosetta was lonely for children. Hers were all grown up. Jessie and me, we kept her company for a few months.
Did your Mama and Daddy miss you?
Like you missed the sun, baby. We missed them too, but we loved Aunt Rosetta.
Aunt Jessie cried when the train pulled out of the station and you couldn't see Grandmama and Granddaddy anymore.
She cried all over me.
It's all right to cry, though. Right, Mama?
If you feel like it. It's okay.
I feel like it's sometimes like when my best friend Corey moved away, I did cry then. I bet Corey cried too.
I bet he did.
Would you cry if I moved away, Mama?
Yeah, I will.
Grandmama cried when you moved away, Mama. She cried so hard that everybody at the airport looked at her, and Granddaddy bought her flowers and a candy bar.
I remember.
I like it when you tell me stories, Mama. Tell me more tomorrow.
Okay, baby. More stories tomorrow. The end.
How lovely. I did catch that. It was the child that knew the stories because
That's
the
right.
parent had told him so many times.
That's right.
And those stories became her stories. The child knew her mama through those stories.
Yeah.
And you see the power of stories connecting and strengthening that parent-child bond, and this is a beautiful story that shows you exactly that.
And for me, this story is really the strength and the story of Motheread, I think. And it's what we want all parents to have, that bond with their children. The love of books brings that together. So,
What might you say to a parent who would be interested to build that bond with their child, but maybe they don't speak English so well, maybe they don't read that well? What words of encouragement might you give to somebody who has some fears or hesitations that would hold them back?
That you have stories to tell, and we will discover them together. And you will tell your child those stories, and those stories will become their own.
absolutely. And that oral stories are just as important as written. And everyone has a story. So
We'd let her tell those stories, and we would write them down for her and show her the power of print, her story on paper now, that she can share with her child.
Well, thank you both for your time today and for sharing your knowledge with the community to help us build stronger bonds between parents and their children. And we wish you all the best wherever
Thank you.
your training takes you next.
thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much, Kathy.
Thank you.
Great to be here.
Our guests for this half of the show have been Gwen Hinton and Evelyn Machtinger. They are both national trainers and literary specialists with Motheread Fatheread. And when we come back, we'll hear from some of the local participants and organizers of the program here in the Marianas.
Did you know that you can donate up to $5,000 to the Humanities Council through the CNMI Education Tax Credit Program? Donations from individuals and corporations qualify and can be used to offset your local wage and salary tax, BGRT, and earnings tax. Call our office at 235-4785 to see how you can support humanities programs in our community and obtain a tax credit for your donation. Sizuus Maasi, Olomai, and thank you.
Welcome back to your Humanities Half-hour. In this half of the program, we're going to bring Motheread, Fatheread, and Story Exploring closer to home with the CNMI Program Coordinator, Beth Demapan, and also a certified teacher for the programs, Nakita Breganza. Ladies, welcome.
Hi, thanks you for having us.
Thank you very much, Miss Kathy.
So, Beth, tell us, how does this program work here in the CNMI?
We're going 21 years strong here in the CNMI.
Wow.
We are a critically acclaimed community-based literacy program administered by the Northern Marianas Humanities Council.
Woohoo.
It's a program where children, teens, and adults learn to use the power of children's literature to improve their own reading skills, to explore challenging family issues, and to foster empowerment in their daily lives. The Motheread Fatheread CNMI provides opportunities for all teens, adults, regardless of their educational background or previous experience, to be a reading role model for their peers and children by developing children and teen reading, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills. Motheread Fatheread CNMI targets teens and adults who are willing to share a first-rate literary experience with children in their family or their community. While teens and adults attend the teen read or adult class, those adults with minor children ages 3 years old to 11 are invited to participate in a story exploring class.
How can parents connect with the Motheread Fatheread?
It's conveniently located at the public schools. Those are our venues. Any venue conducive to learning. We hosted at the elementary schools, the public schools, also the private schools as well. We hosted at the Head Start centers. We hosted at the youth centers, our community centers. And I know I mentioned every venue is conducive to learning, so it could be medical clinics, it could be workplaces, your libraries. It could also be at Pala Pala also in the daytime on a Saturday afternoon. Any place that is conducive for learning.
Now, Nakita, you just got certified with Gwen and Evelyn, I understand, while they were here. What prompted you to get involved with Motheread Fatheread?
So, I got involved in Motheread Fatheread about 8 years ago, prior to the certification. And it happened through our Head Start outreach. And one of the cycles, they had come to our program and we had run a cycle and it got me more interested. I love reading. And listening to some of the parent trainers and how they were teaching parents how to read made me more interested in joining. And I always thought, how can I be more involved? I'm all for promoting reading, and this is a great opportunity, especially because it empowers our parents. Give them more confidence to be able to really read and interact with their children, which nowadays many parents they kind of lack that confidence that they need.
What is your favorite part of the program?
I think my favorite part is from as a child trainer or working with children. My favorite part is when they're excited to come, because they're the ones that remind, Mommy, Daddy, it's time to go. I need to go. I have class today. I don't want to miss it. And then also seeing the parents kind of form a bond with other parents. Because with the adult classes where they learn to read, not only are they learning to read in a way that is enticing to their children, they're also forming a bond with other parents, and that creates kind of like a community. And I can see these parents, they go out, they engage, they enjoy their time with each other, and they're also the ones, hey, let's go. We've got class today, don't forget.
Well, I had the opportunity to stop by one of your classes with Gwen and Evelyn. I have to say, it was so welcoming. It was such a wonderful atmosphere. I almost didn't want to leave. You obviously were bonding there and really supporting each other during that time, which was so great. And I guess one of the things we want to point out is that the story exploring is actually done separately from the class so that parents can focus on learning the techniques and the skills to do the reading with their children, while their children are also being cared for and entertained in a nearby room doing related but separate activities.
Yes, and it really does take the stress off of parents, because nowadays it's really not that easy to find somebody to watch your children. Mm-hmm. And this is a great educational opportunity. And, for them, a lot of their friends also are coming. They get excited. They invite more friends. And this becomes more of a family kind of event where they all get together. We enjoy. We want the parents to be able to go to that class with the thought that, my kids are okay. They're in a safe place. They're with an adult, a teacher that's trained to be with them, that can handle anything, and they can be at ease in their own class.
So Beth, what's coming up for the school year ahead?
For the school year ahead, we're planning on going forward with the public school systems and hosting another round of after-school family literacy classes. So just be expecting an upcoming schedule being released. It's going to be forthcoming, and we'll announce it through our website. Go to the nhcouncil.org website where we'll share our calendar of there, and you can also visit us on Facebook. Add us, CNMI Motheread. We'll share any upcoming events going on with the CNMI Motheread Fatheread program, especially our school year calendar. So we're excited to go back into the schools, and it's not just going to be the public schools. We're also going to be opening up to the private schools as well after school hours.
I don't want to create a problem for you, but how wonderful would it be if you maxed out participation among the parents at every single one of these sessions and just had as many parents as the room could hold, learning these techniques to better bond and build literacy with their kids?
We'll be so happy. It's so exciting because, every class, our maximum amount of class students we can hold is about 10 adults
Wow.
per class. So to say something like that will be a blessing, because this is something that is what our community really needs. And for the children, since it's a free class for our community, the children, it can go up to also like 10 children. But if we get more attendees, participants, we'll most likely hold double sessions. So we'll have 2 certified teachers, just like Nakita, working out there to help your kids succeed, and you succeed as well.
You've been with this program a number of years. How long have you been with Motheread Fatheread?
I've been certified since 2010.
Okay.
So
almost a decade.
Yes, almost a decade. Yes.
What have you seen change throughout your time with the program?
I've seen a lot of young families come into the program, or sign up as participants. Lots of single parents households here. A lot of diversity also in the kind of participants that come in. So we have a lot of Asian community members there. A lot of ESL, English as a second language, adults as well. But I also see, this time around, I also see lots of local families participate as well. A strong, Chamorro, Carolinian group also coming into the fold. So we welcome that, because we have these books translated as well in Chamorro and Carolinian. And now that we have certified teachers who not only speak Tagalog, Chamorro, Carolinian, and one of them also speaks Korean, we can help also better serve their needs as well, and who are also ESL certified. So that'll help with our constituents.
Is there anything else you'd like to add that maybe I haven't asked about? There's a lot going on with this program. Any closing thoughts?
May I add? I think, if you're unsure if this is the kind of thing you would like to attend, we encourage you to at least come for one class and give it a try. It is an opportunity, and sometimes you don't know until you've gone and you've tried it. I've had parents before that when they sign up and they join, they're like, no, I it's not my thing. I don't have the time to commit. But with a little assurance and a little pushing, they tried it, and I said, at least try once. And if you like one class, then you keep going. The more you do, the better it is. And then studies have shown that the more that we read to our children, the more they do better in life, whether it's socially, academically, whether it's their reading skills. It creates a better opportunity for them, and it's just a chance to really try it. And just try one class first, and then you never know, you may like it, and you may want to finish it,
or your kids may like it, and twist your arm to make sure you go to the next class.
And you have awesome certified teachers there. You have a very caring, warm environment, friendly people working with you, and we're a support group there too. So we have families there from diverse backgrounds who can share and support you also in your community too. So you'll learn so many techniques to how to read effectively to your kids. You'll create stronger bonds with your kids by just signing up for this program and just try out a class. See how it is, at least one class. You're doing this, you're investing in your children. So please take this time, take advantage of these classes. They're free for the community, and they'll empower you as well, to succeed in whatever you believe in.
Give us the contacts one more time where people can get more information if they're interested in the program.
Okay, you can give us a call. We're conveniently located at your friendly Joten Kizu Public Library. Call us up at 235-7319 or 235-7323, 235-READ, or email us at read.cnmi@gmail.com, or you can like us on Facebook at CNMI Motheread. You can also add us on Instagram. We have a CNMI Motheread Instagram account as well.
Well, thank you both for your time today, and thank you for all you're doing. And Nakita, especially for taking time to become an instructor, and for all, I wish you the best in your first teaching this coming school year. Thank you both very much. Our guests for this half of the show have been Beth Demapan, CNMI Program Coordinator for Motheread Fatheread and Story Exploring, as well as Nakita Breganza, a recently certified teacher for the program. Please contact them if you're interested in participating in the program. This has been your Humanities Half Hour. I'm Catherine Perry.
This program was supported by a We the People grant awarded to the Northern Marianas Humanities Council from the National Endowment for the Humanities. Any views, findings, conclusions, or recommendations expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily represent those of the National Endowment for the Humanities or the Northern Marianas Humanities Council.